Wait. Ooh, wait. Definitely shout out to the Ooh team. So see what had happened was right. One day I had came by here, and there was a gentleman in the building on another show of the family, and he was like, you know, I'm on your show coming up, right? And I was like, oh yeah, that's right, you are. So I was like, well, if you show up, I'll show up. And he was here when I got here, so here we are.
Hey, guess he showed up.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee.
My answer to everything tonight.
Yep. We have Mr. Sean J. Harris in the building with us.
All right, what's going on, fellas?
Man,
Hello.
it's all about you. How was the trip?
Hey, man, it was good. Just got back 4 o'clock yesterday morning, so I'm still a little bit sleepy, but I had a lot of fun.
You should have brought some ooh-wee with you. You would have stayed up.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Jamaica.
That would have knocked him out.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
No.
What's it do for you? For me to sleep.
So talk to us. 'Cause I know you got a lot going on, and some books involved, and you're pushing the kidpreneur, and you just got like a whole basket full of stuff that you're pushing.
Yeah, I'm from Atlanta originally. Both my parents were business owners growing up, so I just got bit by the entrepreneur. Oh yeah, great baby. 13th floor.
No doubt. I didn't just buy this shirt because it looked cool at the mall.
He heard ATL.
Yeah.
I heard business owners. Shout out to the business owners.
All right.
Yeah, all the ones from ATL.
Yeah, but I come from a long family of business owners. Actually, my family owned one of the first 3 black-owned business hotels here in the Atlanta area, back in the Auburn Avenue district. You know, mom and dad told me growing up, you know, you got 3 choices to make when you get ready to graduate. You go to school, get a job, go to the military. And I figured the school, and I was done with that.
I had
And,
them differently. They was like, go to your room, wash the dishes, and go outside.
I had them too. So, you know, I didn't want to go work for anybody else. I didn't like being told what to do, so I went to the Air Force.
You neither?
Me neither.
Wait a minute. So you didn't like being told what to do, so you went to the military?
And they still told me what to do.
Exactly.
Somebody should have warned you.
Look at her face. Look at her face.
Like me saying, man, I don't like drinking.
But it gave me a chance to travel, get to grow up a little bit, and experience the world.
I got in trouble in the military.
Did you?
Boot camp. I didn't know they was gonna be like in your face yelling at you, and that's like a pet peeve.
Did you yell back?
And I didn't yell back,
Didn't
but I
you
laughed
watch
at
TV?
them. So after I did those 250 push-ups,
Get your swole on.
nah, I didn't get my soul on.
You should've
Got in
watched
some more
Major
trouble.
Payne.
That's what happened.
Did nobody let you watch Major Payne?
A Full Metal Jacket.
You would have known.
Boom, there you go right there.
Yeah.
One tubby.
Full Metal Jacket would have been like, you know what? I think I'm going to be a dentist.
This is my rifle.
This is my gun.
How long were you in?
I did 4 years.
All right, I did 2.
Had a
I was supposed to do
background.
4.
Uh-oh,
No,
what happened?
Nothing. It's about you today. Let's talk about you now.
Oh, yeah, so, you know, after I played around airplanes for a few years and everything, I knew I wanted to get back and own a business one day. I got in law enforcement for a little bit, but after a while I found out I was allergic to hot lead coming in my direction. So I started a couple real estate
Yo,
companies.
can you see him sneezing every time somebody starts shooting?
I'm about to say, he had allergies over here.
I'm allergic to that shit.
Yeah, I really had to
Wait a
picture
minute,
that
hold
when
on.
he said it. I'm like,
Wait a minute, hold on. So you don't like being told what to do or shot at, but you went into the military and law enforcement. You got a way of doing things you don't like doing.
I do things unorthodox.
Do you not like nice suit jackets too?
I do like.
I bet you don't like writing
Okay.
either.
Yeah, so you know, I started a couple real estate companies because you know I just got tired of being in a rat race as far as doing the 9 to 5 for somebody else. Because what I figured out was you're going to do the work to build a dream for somebody.
Yep.
You had to decide, are you going to do the work to build a dream for somebody else or for yourself?
I'm with you.
But
Hell
at
with
the
a
end of the
9 to 5.
line,
I work 10
yeah.
to 6.
That's right.
That's why I'm the
Kind
boss.
of like the military, you know, hurry up and wait. We like to get it done as quick as possible, hang out, chill out the rest of the day or rest of the week. So started a couple companies and continued growing them. And one of the most recent ones I started for my kids, my daughter, she was actually taken by misidentification from a Gwinnett County school and taken to DFACS. She wasn't taken, she was stolen. And she was missing for like 3 hours. So that was the inception of a company that I started for her. She created a locket system. It's called K-Lock. And the locket actually has the identifying measures as far as the name, school, point of contact, parents, so forth like that. And that was a way of like a coping mechanism to go get past that tragic.
So kind of like a dog
incident.
tag.
Yeah, just a little a glorified one, a blinged out one for girls. The girls are pink with a little bedazzle around it.
Oh,
And
okay.
also have one for boys too, coming in like a gray color and also a blue color. And she liked clothes, so we segued over into apparel line. So she had girl t-shirts that she came out with, and then all of a sudden all of the boys said, "Well, what about us? We wanted something."
I want a shirt too.
Yeah, that's
Right.
exactly how it was. So,
Baldy face up in there.
so she came out with that, and she has a big fascination with dolls, baby dolls. And she said, "Daddy, I want a baby doll that looks like me." So she has her own signature line of baby dolls called Sugar Babies. And it's African American dolls with natural hair, nice features, not with the over exaggerated features that our dolls had in the past that look buffoonery. So that was the inception of that. And I also have she's 8 years old. I have a 7-year-old son. He has a company called Daddy Did You Know? And every day he would come in and say, "Daddy, did you know?" And he would give me some earth-shattering information. I remember one day he came in Saga and he was like, "Daddy, do you know what chlorhydra something is?" And I was like, "Yeah, but you wouldn't even answer what you think it is." And he said, "Well, that is absorbent material that's usually made in diapers." So, I pulled out my phone a few minutes later and kind of Googled it.
Let me double
And I was
check.
like,
Let me double check this.
yeah, while he wasn't looking, I said, "Man, the kid was right." So every day he would come in the room and he would say, "Daddy, did you know?" And he'd always give like tutorial. He's real big in STEM programs and stuff like that.
Nice.
So we started him a tutorial channel, and he created, with the help of us, financial flashcards. So just like we teach kids math cards, reading cards, he had financial flashcards, which would have a word like return on investment, dividend, capital, things of that nature. And on the back side, it would have the definition. So, we figured, you learn
That's dope.
songs to words and so forth like that. We need to teach them financial literacy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you're in a country and you don't speak that language, you're going to have a hard time coping.
True.
So it's the same holds true in the land of finances.
That was like that. Did you see the post I put up the other day with the Mexican dude? His family sent him a shirt and he didn't speak English and he said, "I love my boyfriend" on it. You have to learn the language if you got to
Gotta
learn the language.
Gotta learn the language.
Oh, bad.
Yeah, so I always felt it was very important for kids to learn that financial literacy early. They actually have to pay rent and everything else around the house. Daughter to 8, son to 7, we have
That's what I'm
artificial
talking
money.
about.
So if they want extra snacks, well, you can have it, but you got to pay for it.
Gotta pay.
And my son, he's like me, he like money, so he realized one day,
I don't really want them snacks.
yeah, I
anyway.
really don't want it. Or either he came up with different ways of creating how could he earn the extra money to do that. We play Monopoly around the house, just teaching the value of money. Because the game Monopoly is real life.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That game is very
Four
real.
greenhouses, 1 red hotel. And so start teaching the dynamics of investing. And a lot of times people in our communities tend to shy away from investing. But that's one of the key things you got to learn how to do, because when you make the money, you got to be able to
Hold on.
take that money, grow it, hold on to it, and continue growing. So that's one of the foundations that I talk about in my book, Leaning Forward Towards Success. Again, like the subtitle, the things we weren't taught in school. We're all taught, go to school, get good grades, go get a good job. And that just doesn't work anymore. It doesn't make sense to get $60,000 or $80,000 in debt
That's what I
to
said,
go to school,
go get in
to
debt.
get out and get a job and hopefully make $35,000 a year.
Maybe
and
get a
pay that
job.
money back.
Yeah. So at that point, you
What you
can
looking
never
up
get
for? I
ahead.
ain't getting no shit.
So that's the thing, you got to learn the rules of the game, because it's kind of like if I sent you out on a button hook to the right, and you went to the left, well, the ball was already in before you turn around.
Mm-hmm.
So you guarantee, because you messed up that play, I'm not going to give you another opportunity in the next play.
Oh, no.
So
Seeing that we talk football, shout out to my Eagle fans.
so if I don't throw you the ball, you can never score, and if you can't score, you can't win the game.
Can't win the game.
So that's
Cannot
the-
win the Super Bowl if you don't score.
So that's the same thing with economics and the real world of life. You got to be able to know the rules and play the game and be competitive.
No doubt.
That's dope. So, I seen with some of the stuff that you sent, you also do the workout game.
Yeah.
What aren't you doing right now? I need to know that. Like, we got the kids playing money.
For real.
We going into law enforcement just because.
Getting shot back.
We writing books.
Yeah. I do a whole bunch. A lot of times people say it's hustle. I call it productive. It's just like you know, everybody say, well, when you find time to sleep? I find time to sleep when I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay productive. And the more important, I got little eyes at the house looking at me. So, you know, I always want to set good examples and just keep being productive. You know, I'm the type of person I like to build businesses. I acquire businesses, sell businesses, show people how to do the same thing. But one of the biggest things that I like to talk about in our community when it comes to finances is we have to learn how to create a bounce when it comes to our money. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people say that African Americans are broke, and that's not the case. Because just last year we spent $1.4 trillion in stuff. That's spent money, not what we actually have. That's just what we spent.
Half of we didn't need.
Yeah. So
More than half.
Most of it end up in the yard sale.
Yeah. So when I say bounce, that means how many times your money circulates within your community. And unfortunately, in our community, our money leaves our hand typically in the first 20 minutes that we get it. In the Latino community, it tends to bounce 8 to 10 times. In the Caucasian community, it tends to bounce 10 to 12 times. In the Arab community, about 12 to 14, and in the Jewish community, 18 times. So you can kind of get a perspective of where we are as far as circulating our money. Because
we kind of just get it out.
Exactly. So other communities live on two incomes. They live on 100% of theirs and 90% of ours. So that's why a lot of people come from different countries and say,
run that back. Give me that again. One more time. Oh, wait.
Other communities tend to live on two incomes, 100% of theirs and 90% of ours. So if you can imagine that, if you have a company or a job and you getting paid every week, you're not even touching that money, and you're living off the efforts of somebody else's income. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they are acquiring additional wealth.
That sounds like pimping.
It's called corporate prostitution.
Okay.
Corporate prostitution. Because if you look up the definition of prostitution, it's to perform a physical act for money. And when you ask, what do you do when you go to work every day? You perform physical acts.
All these years, I just found out I was a prostitute. God damn.
Been straight home.
You learn something new every day.
So I learned early I didn't want to be a pimp no more. And he got out of that
You
situation.
sound all depressed.
Hell no.
Is that you gonna put that in the lesson plan first day of school?
Kids, don't be a hoe.
Math 101.
And that's one thing I always tell people too, Saga, you gotta know the numbers. Speaking of math, you gotta know numbers.
That's my math guy.
Because, you know, I was doing a speaking engagement the other day and this guy said, man, I had every pair of Jordans that ever came out. And I said, that's at least 30, because they came out when I was like in 10th or 9th grade, something like that. So I'm like, for 30 years, you bought every pair of Jordans.
That's what
And back then, they were only like $100, $97. I don't even know how much they are today.
Too much.
200.
200.
So I told him, if you just be conservative and take 30 pair of shoes that you bought over the last 3 decades and just put $100 attached to it, that's $3,000. And I said, if you took that same $3,000 and invested it in Nike stock, you'd have $660,000 today. So it's the difference between spending money and investing money. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that we have to teach, particularly in our community, but more so in the kids, because that's the next generation that's coming up. And, you know, when we were 16, you know, a lot of us always wanted a car for our
I
birthday.
remember that. That was a long time ago.
And you know, one thing that I teach people, instead of doing the car, how about give them a piece of real estate, an asset producing income? Because if somebody said, hey, I want to buy a brand new whatever, a Tesla. Well, if you got the money to get it, that's great. But why not take that same money, buy a piece of real estate that's going to create income, pull the money out, buy the Tesla, and you still have the income producing asset, which is the real estate. So what I always tell people, when your kids turn 16 years old, instead of offering them a car, hand your kids to a duplex or a quadplex. And that way they can live in one, rent out the other 3, and they have a positive cash flow coming in, and then they can go to school if that's what they want to do without debt attached to it. So, yeah.
Wow. I'm going to need you to open up a summer camp so I can send my kids to your house. That would be great.
Absolutely.
Yes. Summer
Street
camp at
Monopoly.
his house.
You got to bring the snacks, though.
Okay.
Bring
You the man,
because he charged for snacks.
Oh, yeah, I charge for snacks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Make them keep it.
So How many books do we have under your belt?
I have 9. It's 14. 9 is out now. I have 5 more that'll be releasing over the next 3 weeks.
So
Five.
you got
Wow.
about as many books as Too Short got albums.
Pretty much.
All self-published?
Yeah, it
Yes.
is.
Wow.
This guy.
Yep. And
We need to talk after this show.
that's what they always say. How do you keep a secret? Put it in the book. Because a lot of times people aren't reading, but it's a wealth of information as far as in reading and
Boom, boom, bow.
um,
Make sure y'all pull up his site too,
Absolutely.
SeanJHarris.com.
Uh-huh.
Make sure y'all support him, man.
Yeah, and all the books can be found at thousandfoldpublishing.com. It's a site where you can get all the books, the ebooks, the actual traditional books, and
Yeah, audio
I'm also
books.
not yet. We're working on that.
Okay, cool.
And I'll actually be doing a workshop coming up on the 30th. And you can register for that and get information for that at seanspeaks.bigcartel.com. That'll be on June the 30th. And I'll be doing an event tomorrow at Georgia State South Campus, whichever one is on South Panthersville Road. That'll be tomorrow. That's a youth symposium tomorrow,
Okay.
9 o'clock, 9 to 4 o'clock. And my daughter's website is KLOC, which is KLOCK products.com.
We gotta do like a special show with just because we know a lot of kids. We know a lot of kids is out here that's doing it.
Yeah.
We need to do a show for just for the kids. Saga love kids.
Yeah.
And my son Katie, his website is daddydidyouknow.com. And same thing for his YouTube channel.
My son's website is I'm in my room.
And chilling.com.
PS3 and 4.com.
You know what, Lady Boss? I've when we started finding out about kidpreneurs and finding out a lot of these kids. Did I say that wrong?
No.
Okay.
Kidpreneurs. That's a real word.
It's a term called kidpreneurs.
No doubt.
And you'll be amazed to see that these kids are out here making $100,000, $500,000 a year in their own companies and haven't even reached high school.
See, I felt like I was doing something because I've been having my kids like going door to door since they were like 2. They be selling candy and taking people trash out or whatever, just little stuff to keep them because I have that kind of mindset too. But now I'm like, dang, I should have had them investing in Nike.
Yeah, and it's never too late.
Slipping.
As a matter of fact, Jay Morris, he's here in Atlanta. He just opened up his first IPO, first African American to do such a big feat. It's regulated through the SEC, Security Exchange Commission. He just launched 2 weeks ago, so that's a great opportunity. It's Tulsa Real Estate Trust. And what he did was went back with what happened in Tulsa when they bombed Tulsa, Black Wall Street. It's kind of a rebirth of that. So I highly recommend that. Get information. I do coaching, teach about real estate, teach about investing, things of that nature, because it's time for everybody to level up. As far as creating levels, creating legacy for our kids, because other communities, one of the biggest ways they create wealth is that they learn about insurance, life insurance. You gotta learn about life insurance because GoFundMe is not life insurance. And, so you gotta figure that out.
Oh, shit. Hey, it's funny that you say that because
You just started one, right?
no. Shoot, that might get me done.
He like,
And
I ain't finna die.
And I asked.
Ever.
But like people are doing funeral arrangements done with GoFundMe. It's like, oh man, Sonny just died, man. Put something in GoFundMe so we could bury Sonny.
Yeah.
Or it's like the get out of jail thing.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, it messed up, man. Little Rico, man, he got locked up, man. But the police did him wrong, man. He had 7 pounds of dope, man, but they ain't have to lock him up, man. Yo, GoFundMe, free Rico. Oh, the shirts also sell for $15 too. Shirts,
Situations like that, you gotta hit him like the old man from Friday. Remember when you want some too, old man?
No.
And keep it moving.
Yeah, man. And I tell you too, another thing we got to learn too is about tax laws. How do you tell the 2 stories?
Tax laws is a whole other word. They change every year.
Yeah, and you got to stay abreast with
Got to
it.
stay on
But
top of it.
the thing about it is, just like the vehicle you talked about in the parking lot, that's mine.
But
I was laughing when you said that too.
Now,
Damn, all these businesses.
the thing about
That's
that,
cars out there.
the reason why I drive that is because I get a tax deduction as a farmer for driving that vehicle
What?
because of the weight of it. Now, who gets the best tax breaks in this country? Farmers are one of the top ones because they supply food for the country.
Look, he looking like, I'm finna go trade him my shit right now.
Yeah.
So because of that vehicle being the weight that it is, that's considered a piece of farm equipment.
Wow.
So everything about it's taxed up. The trip I just took, totally taxed up.
How in the world did you find that out? I guess a mentor
read.
or
You
something.
gotta read. Also mentors.
Wow.
You know, I'm going to Thailand next month. That trip is
That's
totally
dope.
taxed up.
Business
So
card, right?
yeah. So if an employee make $100,000 and a business owner make $100,000, both make $100,000, but the employee they're taxed up front. Okay,
35%.
40%.
40 now.
So at that point, you're working from January to May for free. You don't start getting paid until after May.
And no, that don't mean start working in June.
So with that said, you're taxed up front. So they got you. Now, on the other side, as a business owner, you make $100,000 a year. You go travel to Jamaica like I just did. You go to Thailand. You travel, you do things, you make purchases for your business. At the end of the year, if you only have $25,000 left over, that's what you're taxed on. It's the $25,000. So it's not who makes the most money, it's who keeps the most money, because we both made $100,000 in this scenario. But it's the business owner who kept the most money because he had a different tax structure. And then with that, you got to go back to the employee. You remember, he's been taxed already. But when you get off work and stop and grab a jug of milk, some eggs, and bread, he's using
And
already
beer.
taxed, and beer. He's using pre-tax dollars to buy an item that has another tax on it. So you're getting double taxation.
Double tax.
So
Pick
that's
it up.
why I say
My brain hurts.
We gotta learn the game. You gotta learn the financial game. You gotta learn the tax game, and you gotta also learn the legacy game as far as how to be able to keep legacy in the family. Because last thing you want to do is make the money and not be able to will it down the generation to generation.
We need to have like lunch with this dude or something and just pick his
Let's
brain.
do it.
I'm trying
Let's pick his
to
brain.
move in for
Yep.
real. Like, can we be best friends?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Y'all follow him, man. Y'all support him. Let them know how can they follow you, social media and all that good stuff. You got the website.
Yeah, I got
Yes,
it.
I'm on Instagram, Sean J. Harris, the number 1. I'm on Facebook, Sean J. Harris Speaks. Now, Sean spelled the right way, S-E-A-N, the French way. Also on YouTube, same thing, Sean J. Harris YouTube. All my books can be purchased at Thousandfold, that's one word, thousandfoldpublishing.com. And also my speaking engagements and coaching, I can be reached at seanjharris.com.
And you said you have an event coming up tomorrow.
Yes, that'll be at the Panthersville campus of Georgia State on Panthersville Road, I think it's south of Central
Hey,
Campus.
Decatur.
Decatur, where's the
Yeah.
greater? That's my old stomping grounds.
Hey, I went to that school too.
Which one, Decatur?
No, I went to that when it was a perimeter.
Okay,
That Georgia State
gotcha,
campus.
gotcha.
Nice.
OEC used to be behind there back when I was in school.
Yeah, across from the bakery.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Why you always bring up food?
Well, that's what was over there. It's like as soon as you walk out the building, you smell
It was over by the
you smell bakery, and then
Yeah.
it was
There's two things I know since me and him been friends. I'd never be hungry, and we always gonna have a drink.
My man.
hey, what you did?
Now again, man, I want to say thank you. We should get with him, bro.
Absolutely.
We'll chop it up.
Absolutely.
Y'all should do the same thing. Again, I want to say thank you, sir.
Appreciate it, brother.
We got to definitely get you back. We got to have part 2. And let him
All right, brother.
let him get some more people with big cars getting some money.
Let's do it.
I never
Yeah.
knew that, though.
I say, but I knew that with heavy
Yeah.
duty pickup trucks, but not necessarily with a Hummer. But it's by weight, not by wheel capacity. But you don't eat it at the pump as a result of that, though.
Not at all. I put about, right now, about $62 to fill it up. I get 425 miles out of a gallon. Out of a tank.
What you do to that home? A Toyota?
I
engine?
drive it, and I drive it almost every day.
I'm saying you can't take a Hummer down the street without having to hit the pump.
I probably hit the pump about twice a week.
I know, because when I took it up to the West End just then, I had to go gas it
I
back.
hope you filled it up.
I had to.
He said, "How to get back?"
To get back.
To get back.
I can't even knock people who drive Hummers anymore. Like, I used to, as soon as you pull up, I'm showing off.
It's
Thank you,
business,
Trump.
business reasons.
Now,
Oh,
We might have
yeah.
an itinerary.
Oh, tax her answer. But seeing that we just had a good conversation with him, and I had a song that came to mind. So we're gonna go to this joint. We're gonna take some pictures with him, and then we got the cast. Disco got this back, bro. She brought some friends with her. We're gonna talk to them next. Y'all got that. This is the DTTO show. It's your boy Saga Boss.
DJ Agony.
And it's your girl, Boss